Yo, what about the bumble clot to them boy, man? Bad mind never kill them. Suffocate on a pussy hole. Yo, status. Tell some. Yo, what about the bumble clot to them boy, man? Bad mind never kill them. Suffocate on a pussy hole. Yo, status. Tell some boys we don't chat us. Anyway, my dogs go in on the street, them bad. Gun talking up with jeans member. If any somebody ever treat them bad, send the pussy them but meet them God. Louis V kicks, pan we feed them bad. Catch a new drip, dog we beat them bad. Look how we just come and we a beat them bad. You know sister we's them dad. Hey, but anyway though, this a no playground. The Glock 19, they have to stay round. Nah take no check with me payroll. Anything rise up, play down. Them a send check but they won't. Dog we will make it step if they don't. But at the same old, said them want smoke but the grab a done flame out. A couple gyal a come through. Gyal a WhatsApp what she gonna come to. She a give me tap and she swallow some juice. Gyal a suck cock till me Jonathan blow. Bentley van a come through. Convertible drop top still have a sunroof. The dog them roll strap you want proof. Alright, wanna move. Anyway my dogs go in on the street them bad. Gun talking up with jeans member. If any somebody ever treat them bad, send the pussy them but meet them God. Louis V kicks, pan we feed them bad. Catch a new drip, dog we beat them bad. Look how we just come and we a beat them bad. You know sister we's them dad. Jeff say go fuck it up, so we fuck it up. Big up all of me friend them all who me never big up. All who know they are so, I ain't in a cup. Life shake up, you know me friend but that's how we go. Greenfield say we tough, so we a fi bust. And all who a flip up and a lip up a fill it up. Girl pussy way buff, one give we a fuck. One the pussy bust, one her belly stuff with the fat cock. Nicky me give back shot really. Girl a bad hype up if they're not that pretty. Money say make you know him can't chat silly. Anything we beat we have a fat clock with it. Flick your bad with it, this a chop city. Anywhere we go how we a lock that city. Money in a pocket city, fat Billy. Don't come around if you're not family. Anyway, my dogs go in on the street, them bad. Gun talking up with jeans member. If any somebody ever treat them bad, send the pussy them but meet them God. Louis V kicks, pan we feed them bad. Catch a new drip, dog we beat them bad. Look how we just come and we a beat them bad. You know sister we's them dad.
This a Batman tune, I promise you. This shit lit, cuz. This shit lit, alright? Run that joint.
Niggas looking for the light. Me and my niggas prepared for the dog. Yeah. So we gon' get it on for the last days, nigga. I already know what it is.
This a Batman tune, I promise you. This shit lit, cuz. This shit lit, alright? Run that joint.
Niggas looking for the light. Me and my niggas prepared for the dog. Yeah. So we gon' get it on for the last days, nigga. I already know what it is. 140 for the rubber.
They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. It's a problem, tell them pop off. I die for, I let my colors fly, boy. For a nigga take me, they a drop dead. AR, clean them up like a mop head. J. Cool, he bad, he really so tough. They like, damn, look what he did to Billy go rough. Little bitch, think she Kiki Palmer, silly hoe. She know I'm that bull, but I ain't from Philly though. I'm from the city where they say about that ribbon like petty poops. Know them niggas plotting, gotta deal with me. Can't catch me slipping, got to steal with me. Just left Alabama, bought a chopper from some hillbilly moves. he made. How they feel, the blade. Leave them all bruised, come through like a plague. Rebel off the leash like a dog out the cage. Call me Johnny Blaze on One West May. Watch your step get stretched like a limousine. So my brother bring that blade back wet, that's my enemy. Little nigga, this that cult, need to talk. Niggas know I got blood in my cup, I just sip it like it's grenadine. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. On your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it'll never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Tell them niggas good night, here come the bitch. Look, told them niggas get right or get left. You PK bad man, I pin to your flesh. Hellboy, rip the soul out of dead man. Shit, got the rate, the power, I been the showstopper. Yeah, they might hate, but I know they gon' watch. Zone on lock, and you know the flow prop. Iced out, got the drip out of David Jones lock. Know I got the plan, they say that you the man. No shit, Sherlock, I'm the one you heard about. Burn down the building, let them all watch. Throw that One West up, then I swerve out. Sick with this shit, I do not need a detox. He don't watch a step, blow him out them Reeboks. We taking over, I'm sending the word out. Can't see me, little nigga, I put you in a bird box. Look, it's One West practical, gladiator maximal. Creep on them slow, but that Glock 5 rapid. All I want is more power, more straps to blow. Ain't got excuse for no car, he gon' have to go. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it'll never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out.
I got you. Let it vibe real quick. Look.
The city eyes, it's time to Bogart. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation voltage and fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Revenge taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope failed. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad, telling me how them crackers turned his childhood to a ghost town. Poker stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantula. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see profits under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Waldo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara just left the State Bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Yeah. UBK shit, man, One West. Hey. I'm a UBK nigga, I'm stuck in my ways. That's on them, letting cowards fill up they ranks.
All right, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. We are the ICPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the command of General Yohana, and we teach that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. Our records, King James Version, 1611. We teach that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, God's chosen people. And we are in cahoots with no other Israelite group. We stand alone as the ISUPK. We need our brothers and sisters to know and understand this, because when you hear the governments talking about the black Hebrew Israelites, there's a tendency to mix us all up together. But we are the original school and camp from the One West doctrine.
That's
we
right.
taught this truth in 1969. No other Israelite group can boast that fact. All these other fake Israelite groups that are out there have stemmed and branched off from the original One West doctrine, and that is the One West group, school, and that is the ISUPK. Okay, so that being said, we'll go through what we've got going on in the school this week. This is ISUPK UK, and then we'll go straight into tonight's class. So Monday night, we've got the law class. Tuesday night, we've got the brotherhood class. Wednesday night, the history class. Thursday night, the scripture breakdown class. Friday night, the Lashawan Kodash. And all classes are streamed on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube from 7 till 9. The live classes in the school, when our brothers and sisters, the doors are open and welcome, and the schools are open, and that's the Monday night law class, the Wednesday night scripture breakdown class, and the Wednesday night history class, and the Thursday night scripture breakdown class. Okay, that being said, Friday night after the Lashawan Kodash class, which is the Most High's Holy Tongue, Lashawan Kodash, the ancient Hebrew and the Assyrian Hebrew, taught live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. From 9 till 11, we have our live podcast or radio show. Call it what you like. It's a podcast with Captain Karafi and Officer Dungabar on the ends. Okay, bring your questions in, come and tune in. If any of you Christian pastors, Islamic imams, or Rastafarian elders in our community fancy your chances up against Captain Karathia and Officer Dungabar, get in touch. We'll leave the number on the screen at the end, and you can come in with your debate and with your questions, and let's see how that goes down, especially for the listening audience. Okay, without further ado, we're going to go. Salakia, Saturday we have a Sabbath service from 10 to 11. The school's open. And then this Saturday we have Brixton camp. So every fortnight we are in Brixton for street camp, and then Leicester City Centre by the Clock Tower for street camp. Alternative fortnights. Okay, and this week is Brixton. So the Sabbath class is from 10 till 11, again, streamed live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And then street camp starts usually from 12 till 5. Well, Leicester's 12 till 5. Brixton will be a little bit later because it's a bit further. That's right. 1 till 6, I believe. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go straight into tonight's class. Tonight's topic is the Righteous Anarchy. The Righteous Anarchy. Okay, so when we're talking about the Righteous Anarchy, we're talking I'm not paraphrasing, we're talking of the end times, the end days. And you know we've got laws, statutes, and commandments in our records that we must keep before that last hour, that final day, when the sky cracks open and our King returns, Hamashiach Yahushai, aka Jesus the Christ. Why must we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments? because those amongst us that believe in the Most High God, the one true God of the Bible, the one true God of the children of Israel, know that salvation is sought only through keeping these laws. There is no other route to the truth, and there's no other route to the kingdom of heaven. And if you want to take your rightful place in the kingdom of heaven, the next kingdom, the one that Hamashiach Yahushai is bringing back, then these laws, statutes, and commandments must be learned, observed, and kept. Without that, there is no route to the kingdom of heaven in the position that you want to be in. Okay, so the righteous anarchy, let's get a definition of the term anarchy so we know exactly what we're dealing with tonight. Okay, most of us have got a common understanding of the term anarchy, but the definition of anarchy is a state of society without rulers, formal government, or supreme authority, while often used colloquially to describe chaos and lawlessness. So imagine a land without law. Imagine a land without rules. Imagine a land without leaders, any leadership. It can also refer to a political philosophy advocating for voluntary self-governing communities based on freedom and cooperation rather than hierarchical control. Okay, so that's your definition of anarchy. Remember, this is a Google definition. You got something
good as well. I got one as well. On the screen it says a state of disorder due to absence or non-recognition authority or other controlling systems, lawlessness, a revolution, the organization of society on the basis of voluntary cooperation without political institution or hierarchies. Pretty much saying that which you brought out. Sorry.
Kind of the water, sir. Okay, so the righteous anarchy is the topic tonight. We've had a definition of anarchy. So the righteous anarchy, how can anarchy be righteous? If we know the term anarchy illustrates pandemonium, chaos, lawlessness, no rulership, no leadership, just complete and total and utter mayhem and carnage across this earth. So how can anarchy be righteous? Because let's just say, for example, not many of us know this, but the reality of anarchy is that to get order, there must be war. After war follows order. And in the end times, as we're going to see in some of the prophecies in our records tonight, the end times we will know about and are clear and are near in terms of nigh, the definition of near, the biblical definition, because we'll be living in a time of turbulence, war, pandemics, pestilence. And we're going through all these things at the moment. You see the earthquakes, you see the tsunamis, you see all the natural disasters that are occurring. I mean, this kingdom is truly finished, and we're virtually living on top of anarchy at the moment. War spread all throughout the planet, and this has been going on for the last 3 or 4 years. Russia, Ukraine, more recently in the Middle East, America and Iran. Israel's been going on since the 60s, but more recently America and Iran. And then you see there's wars going on in this world that do not get the news coverage that Ukraine and Russia and the Middle East get. I mean, there is fighting going on the Indian-Pakistan border every day. Hundreds and hundreds of soldiers killed every day, thousands. We don't get to hear about this because it's not considered pressing news. Okay, it's not considered important enough for the population of the West to be
Relevant.
yeah, to be what's the term I'm looking for? To be tipped off about, to be told about, reported on. Okay, but these other wars are considered relevant, so to say. So not many of us know this because the Christian church has done a good job on our people. Even the Islamic mosque, the Rastafari elders, all these denominations that we are wrapped up in and adore so much, instead of turning to the Most High God, learning our laws, statutes, and commandments, and knowing that the prophecies in this book, in our records, are what really are going to hold us in good stead. What's really going to prepare us for that last day, that last hour. When that sky cracks open and the Most High God unleashes his only begotten Son, our King, Hamashiach Yahushai, anarchy is going to be released in this kingdom. And it's going to be on top of the anarchy that already exists. Don't forget, he will not return until these prophecies pass over. These prophecies come to pass, and that is World War III. That is the pestilence. That is the earthquakes. That is all the things that we read about in our records. All the prophecies that are occurring and we're going through in this time, in this era. And nobody knows that hour. Nobody knows that day. But we know from these prophecies that the time is near. It's close. Nobody can put a time on it. Nobody can say 5 months, 50 years, 150 years. But this kingdom is coming to an end. That much we do know from our prophecies. Okay, let's kickstart this. Genesis 6. Baba Kashar, the one.
Genesis 6:1, yeah?
Now, let's start at verse 5, Baba Kashar.
Genesis 6:5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of his thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented.
Okay. So this is the Most High's evaluation of this kingdom. Okay, this is his evaluation. Read on.
Verse 6. And it repented the Most High that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Most High said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth.
Okay, so let's break this down. This is the Most High's evaluation of this wicked ass kingdom. We get this.
Mm-hmm.
This wicked ass kingdom is wicked as hell. We've gone from bad to worse. We've gone from the floods to Sodom and Gomorrah. The floods where everybody was raping, pillaging, not keeping the law, unrighteous, living unrighteously, to Sodom and Gomorrah, men laying with men, women laying with women. And we've got even worse today. So if you can imagine the era of Noah being saved and the era of Sodom and Gomorrah and put them together, it's double the impact. That's the times we're living in now. LGBTQ community, our people lost up in the church, in denominations, in religions, man laying with man, smoking weed, eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, every living law that we possibly could have in our records, we have turned our back on God and want to break. Every living law, every law that makes us righteous, separate, holy, every law that's in our records to make us better people, better fathers, better mothers, better sisters, better brothers. And we can't do this. We can't keep this. And all we've done is proven again and again and again how wicked we are and how we don't want to follow the leadership of Christ and our Father. Okay, read that again from the Bible, Kashad one.
And it repented the Most High that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth,
Okay, so the Most High was sorry. This is saying that the Most High repented. He was sorry. He was looking at this kingdom. He's looking at this kingdom like he's made a mistake. Do we understand this? He's made a mistake. He's sorry for the way that we have gone, the way that we have swerved him, and the road we've chosen to go down. You know, the road of the heathen. When really from day dot, from the get-go, we were supposed to be teaching these heathen our ways, our traditions, our cultures, our laws, so they too could have been righteous. And we messed that up. Let's be honest.
That's right.
So the Most High was sorry. He had created these filthy dogs, and he was sorry about the kingdom he created for us, the children of Israel, because of our wickedness and how we were conducting ourselves and how we were behaving. Read on, Baba Kasha.
Khan. Both man and beast, and creeping thing, and the fowl of the air, for it repenteth me that I had made them. But
Salakio, hold it there. So just go back to 7 and read 7 again for me, Baba Kasha, from the top.
And the Lord said, I will destroy man.
He will destroy man, read.
Whom I have created from the face of the earth.
From the dust, from the dirt, read.
Both man and beast.
Okay, so if we can't fall in line, okay, the beast is coming with us because we have control over the beast. Read.
Both man and beast, and the fowls of the air,
and the fowls of the air, and all the creeping things, all your insects, every living animal. Read.
For it repents of me that I had made them.
Amen. The Most High brings forth a judgment to destroy this creation. And that is coming. This is the era we're living in. It repents the Most High God. He's disgusted in our behavior, really, but he's sorry he even created us. It makes him feel sorrowful. This kingdom, and this is what we've come to. This is how far we've fallen, Israel. This kingdom was made for us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We should still be ruling this kingdom today. Right. But we couldn't do this. We couldn't keep up. And we couldn't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Read on, Baba Kasha.
Come. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Most High.
But who?
But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Most High.
Okay, so just like back in those days, before the Most High sent the floods because of the wickedness in this land, this is where we're at again. This is where we're at again. Noah was the only righteous man that lived in them times. Where do you think Noah would be today if he lived today? He'd be in the ISUPK.
That's right.
Under the command of General Yohana.
That's right.
He would be amongst us, one of the brethren. He is today in the ISUPK.
That's right.
Through regeneration. He is one of us. We don't know who he is, but his spirit is amongst us, dwells amongst us. Because here in Genesis 6, Noah is the only righteous man left on the earth. And he's the only man with his family members that the Most High God saved. And this is just reiterating the times we are living in now. This time is even more wickeder than that. And you think God is going to allow this to continue forever? You think the Most High God isn't going to put his foot down and put an end to this? This kingdom's coming to an end. And guess what, Israel? We're not prepared for it. We're not prepared for it. We're not prepared for this, what about to be unleashed in this kingdom. Is there any more on that other one?
No, post the generation. No.
Yeah. So you got anything? You got anything you want to add to?
No, I was gonna say that. Yeah, Noah. Same way how Noah's ridiculed. That's us today. The same people telling you to put down your wickedness. You laugh at. That was Noah back then, man.
Khan. Yeah, so and all the components that walk the earth had to follow suit, are gonna follow with us. This kingdom's gonna be completely obliterated, and who's gonna be saved is gonna be saved, and we're gonna start again with the new kingdom, and with Hamashiach Yahushua forefronting it, leading the whole entire kingdom, the new kingdom, the next kingdom that comes. Drop that and get me Matthew 24:3. Yeah, we have to have a look at the 24th chapter of Matthew. Some of these, most of this is, a lot of this will be Christ red writing. So Matthew, let's start at verse 2. And Jesus said, see not all these things. No, let's start at verse 3.
Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
Okay, so the disciples asked Christ, when will we know the end of days? When will we know that it's normal? It's normal. We ask the same questions today. I'm constantly asking the men above me, even though I know I'm not going to get an answer. It's a rhetorical question. It's not even a rhetorical question because it doesn't have an answer. But we all want to know, when will that day be? When will that final hour be? And we know through our records, it's impossible to know that. But we can prepare ourselves for it. And how do we prepare ourselves for it? By learning what we need to do in our records. This is not difficult. This is not difficult. You get yourself in one of the schools, whichever city, county, state you're in, around the world, island. You find yourself an ISUPK school, you get yourself in and you start to study our records.
That's right.
Once you get to study our records and know our records, you will know the law. You will know the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Now you can observe them and keep them. This is how we prepare ourselves for this end time. These end days when that sky cracks open and our King returns. Because I promise you, Israel, all the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people, Native Americans, we do not want to be outside of the ISUPK when our King returns.
That's right.
When our Lord returns, we want to be in the UPK and we want to be keeping these laws. I promise you that. Where we at? Verse 3. Read that again for me, Baba Kashado.
Come. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
And what does Christ say?
And the end of the world. And Yahweh answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
Oh, so there you go. And that's the nail. That's the nail in the coffin. And Christ says to the disciples, look out for Christianity. Look out for Rastafarianism. Look out for Islam and Buddhism and all the other nonsensical denominations that have engulfed and swallowed up our people.
That's right.
Christ is warning us about these false prophets.
That's right.
The pastors, the imams, the Rastafarian elders, false prophets, fake, nothing to do with the Most High God, but they're leading our communities and they're leading our people into death and destruction. Read on, Baba Kasha.
Come. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Say that ye be not troubled.
Okay, so we're not living in this time now. Rumors of wars.
That's right.
We've gone a step further. We're living in war. And guess what? The television set and the internet has got us so confused and muddled up. It's got us absolutely hypnotized and mesmerized. So we think, hold on, that Ukrainian-Russian war is in Eastern European. How the hell does that affect us in the UK? How the hell does that affect us in America? And how the hell does that affect us in the Caribbean, South America? We're safe. That's nowhere near us. Akwatyan. It's on our doorstep.
That's right.
We do not be fooled. Do not be fooled, like Christ says, by these fake leaders, these fake false prophets, and do not get that false sense of security sitting in your home in front of the gas fire, in front of the radiators, with that false sense of security that this can't reach you. This is not going to touch you or bother you. You got something, sir?
No, it's mad because as a youth man, that's what I used to think. I just think, yo, Israel's far, man. Because I only walked that time was Israel. And then the war never bothered me. And then as I've lately now seen the petrol prices affected, man. You know, like this war's affected, man. And like now I'm still like Russia, Ukrainians are coming to England. So, you know, taxes go up. It's actually affecting like the life of us. So, like once upon a time, war was over there, man. They do it in the Middle East, they do it in Iran, they do it in Afghanistan. You know what I mean? You see them, they do it in Somalia. But England, they don't do it over here, man. It's close, man.
And for the other one, and it's not just the oil. It's. I went grocery store the other day. I couldn't get no beetroot, no turmeric, no ginger. The shelves are empty. I'm like, how am I making my smoothie? How am I building my immune system? This is affecting us every day. Do not hold that false sense of security and think that this is not going to affect us, Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians. This affects us on a daily basis. And guess what? You know, it's only going to get worse. Before it gets better, before we reach the new kingdom, this is going to come to a boiling point. We're going to have thermonuclear explosions and fire. Listen, if the era of Noah ended with water, what do you think this kingdom's going to end in?
That's right.
Thermonuclear fire.
That's right.
Fire. This place is going down, and there's nothing your pastors, your imams can do to stop that. But guess who can save you, Israel? Our King, Hamashiach Yahushai, right. And these laws, statutes, and commandments. Being in the original home of the truth, the ISUPK under the command of General Yahanna, where you're not going to get any false breakdowns, any fake breakdowns. You're going to hear the truth. You're going to apply it to your life. You're going to save yourself, push it on your children, generation after generation. And you're going to save your kids, your grandkids. How many generations can we save before that sky cracks open? And this is our job. This is what we do. We're out there every week, every day, trying to fix our communities, get our children off drugs, stop our people, our brothers robbing them one another, evil eyeing them one another, stop our women pouring themselves out, taking crack, cocaine, heroin, you know, needles, stopping our sisters aborting babies, stopping our brothers leaving the family home, leaving their kids, leaving their wives, breaking up family homes. We're out there week in, week out, trying to teach our people the truth and fix our communities. And when we fix our communities, we can fix this.
That's right. We
can fix this and prep ourselves for this righteous anarchy that's upon us, that's about to storm this wicked ass kingdom and overrun it and overwhelm it. Because when it happens, like we say, like we keep telling you, you don't want to be outside of the ISUPK when this happens. Promise you that. Where we at, sir?
Matthew 23. It was about 24. Is it 7?
So
26. Like, yeah. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
All these things must come to pass. Famines, pestilence, earthquakes, World War III looming on the horizon. Read on, sir.
Can't. But the end is not yet.
The end is not yet. Why? Read.
For nation shall rise against nation.
Because the prophecies have not all passed over. All the prophecies have not come to pass. And even though we're living in the middle of these prophecies, there are still some prophecies left to unravel. Do we all understand this?
Can't.
Read on, Baba Kasha.
Can't. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these sorrows are the beginning of sorrows.
And sorrows, the beginning of sorrows. How many times are we being told to stock up on food, batteries, torches, gas, electric, fuel, oil, every day now? Have you ever known the likes of this, the times we're living in? Listen, the times we're living in have never been seen. But because of the television set and the internet, we're oblivious to what's going on, what's happening. We are absolutely oblivious to this. It doesn't matter whether you're 10, 21, 51, or 80, 85 years old. I promise you and guarantee you, you have never seen the likes of the times and the era we're living in today. Okay, so your grandparents might tell you World War II was like this. There was no famine in World War II. There was rations. There was rations in most Allied countries and in most European countries that were being invaded by Germany, and in Italy. There was no such thing as famine in World War II. There was no such thing as earthquakes and pestilence, even though this planet has always had earthquakes. In World War II, there's no prophecies of earthquakes, certainly not in Europe, where World War II was being conducted, where World War II was being fought on the battlefields and in the air and in the sea. Okay? And even if we go across to the extension of World War II in the Pacific, Honolulu, Pearl Harbor, yeah, there was no recorded earthquakes in 1942 in Japan, where we know there's many earthquakes occurred in man's history. But in 1942, when Pearl Harbor was bombed, there was no records of earthquakes. But when them Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, it was like a living earthquake to them American soldiers. Okay, but we've never, no matter what your grandparents tell you, we have not seen the likes of what we're seeing today. Okay, famine's on its way. You can see the shelves. And even though we've had a small taster of it in World War II, it's nothing like how it's going to get according to our prophecies. Do we all follow this? It's
And I think it's starting to cut you. There's famines now. The only reason is we don't see it because we go to the supermarket. But for the fishermen out there in the oceans, they will tell you. For the people doing the farming, they will tell you that the famines. So we don't see it nowadays because a lot of the food is GMO. A lot of it's in the supermarket. So you think living in England, oh, there's no famine, but there is. You know what I mean? The experts will tell you that.
Can't. And that's a real heavy point, because we don't think of us living in an era of famine, because there's plenty of food in KFC. There's plenty of food in McD's. But if you, like you said, other one, if you go to the farms and check out the agriculture and simple things like what I said earlier, beetroot, potatoes, onions, corn, these things are being grown abnormally. They're not, they're full of fertilizer, chemical fertilizer, and steroids to make them grow abnormally quick, abnormally large. And it's same with the livestock, the cows, the chickens, the hens. I don't know about goats and lambs, but the chickens that we get, they're not real chickens anymore. They're not. They talk about, are they AI? What the hell are they?
Get about the fish and chips. I shouldn't say because it's fish chips, but they're saying that some places it's catfish and that. It's not even cod. That's what they're saying.
Catfish. So that being said, we have a distraction. We have a distraction, and it's called your television set. And the television set that has been designed solely for this, to keep us occupied and hypnotized, so we are oblivious to what's going on behind closed doors. So we can never be clued up to what really is being served to us on our dinner tables and in these fast food chains. This is designed. This is not no joke, and it's not a conspiracy theory. We don't embrace conspiracy theories. We embrace the prophecies of the Bible. Ultimately, this is what's going to save us, and ultimately, this is what's going to destroy us if we don't abide.
That's right.
Is there any more on that, Edward? What verse?
And also with the earthquakes too. The earthquakes that happened recently are record breaking. When they're checking them on the Richter scales, they say they're record breaking, like going on. These earthquakes are so terrible that they're making the sea shake. It's causing tsunamis and stuff.
Yeah.
That ain't been seen before.
And you're telling me that pollution and the holes in the ozone layer, what the oppressor's done to this kingdom, has got something to do with this? No. This is being done because it's been prophesied. The Most High God, the God of the one true God of the Bible, is causing all these earthquakes. And like we said, we have never seen times like this before. What we're living in now. And like we said, because of the TV, because of your TV set, because of the internet, we're absolutely oblivious to what's going on. It's like the door's been shut in our face and we're getting on with it while it's happening right on our doorsteps. While these prophecies are unraveling and the end draws nearer and nearer, closer and closer, and we are completely oblivious to it. Completely oblivious. Read on, Bob Shaw.
Come. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. Even the pestilences as well, which goes into what diseases and COVID-19. Like, what's that new one that they hand to you as well? All these things as well, man.
Yeah, and that's it in a nutshell. The pestilence, the earthquakes, the famine. Do we even realize what we're serving our children and at dinner times? Mm-hmm. We're serving them artificial meats. These are not real meats anymore that we're serving. It's not a real steak, a real beef steak. It's not a real. It might not even be a real lamb chop that we're serving our and it's serving our kids and serving our families for dinner. But guess what? Do you know where you can get a real lamb joint? Do you know where you can get a real slice of lamb? That's at the Passover. Give that a hand.
That's right.
The Passover, the 57th annual Passover, in the ISUPK under the command of General Yohanna, we had real meat.
That's right.
We went to the slaughter on the Wednesday. We slit the lamb's throat, bled it, and we had righteous meat. We had righteous food. We didn't eat no artificial meat, no artificial lamb, no steroided meat. We don't embrace that in the ISUPK. Why? We've got our records. We've got our records, and we know exactly what we're doing and how this is going down. And we implore our people, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, every day, to get into one of the schools and start to learn this and prepare ourselves for the righteous anarchy that's about to be unleashed upon this kingdom, this wicked-ass kingdom. Let's drop that, sir. Let's drop that. Let's go to Matthew. In fact, just jump down to verse 21, Bob Kashan.
Verse 21. And then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be.
Okay, so for then shall be great tribulation. What does that mean? For then shall be great tribulation. This is touching on what we've just been talking on, your TV sets. You got something in that. Tribulations.
Hard times.
Yeah, hard times. Okay, we're so used to seeing chaos because of our TV sets and the internet. We have almost become oblivious to the biblical signs and prophecies. that are upon us. You see that we see Hollywood and all these fake wars and fake movies that actors act out, and we're oblivious now to the real thing that is all around us. And what's done this to us, sir? This is TV sets on the internet. AI's got something to do with this, because when you're on the internet now, how much has AI took over YouTube now?
All over, man.
How much of these videos on YouTube are realistic now? Not many. So we're seeing car chases on the internet now where the perps are doing 360 flips in the air and still getting away, crawling out of the cars and running up the hill and getting away from the police. In reality, they'd be dead. Okay, we're seeing wars on televisions where planes are getting shot out of the sky, crash landing in a ball of fire, and pilot fighters are jumping out and running for cover behind rocks. You know these Afghanistan wars when planes are crashing, getting shot down, and the plane crashes in a ball of fire in the middle of the desert, and the two American pilots run out and run behind two rocks and hiding. I forget the name of the movie. There's a movie I was watching the other night, and I was thinking, what the hell is this nonsense? Because believe you me, in that last day, no one's going to survive if Christ is on your book. If one of the angels is on you, it's over. If you're marked for destruction, you're not getting away. This isn't Hollywood. This is not Hollywood. This is reality, and this is the law of the Most High God. And if you're going down, there's nothing you can do about it.
That's right.
And that's why we keep reiterating, now's your time to make the move. Now's the time to get in one of the UPK schools and get yourself right. Leave that world. Build up your spiritual strength, your knowledge of our record,
That's right.
our traditions, our cultures. Start keeping these laws, these statutes, these commandments, and get yourself right and prep yourself for this righteous anarchy that's about to be unleashed upon us. Verse 21. Can you read that again, Baba Kasha?
Verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Nor ever shall be. We're so used to seeing chaos through our TVs, internet. We almost become oblivious to the biblical signs and prophecies which have warned us of these signs which indicate the beginning of the end. These signs we see have never been known since the start of creation. The oppression, the depression, all the eras we've been through. We've never seen the likes of what we're seeing today. And we are in a state of hypnosis. We're walking around, going to church, praying for the heathen, eating fake food. And we think this is normal. You know, some of these kids on the estates, you know, their diet, the bulk of their diet is sweets now. When I was a kid, you had to wait till Friday night to get a packet of sweets. You had to wait till Friday night. There was no sweetie bags Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you didn't get that. You didn't get that kind of shit at school. It was a piece of fruit at school. And I bet you in them days, the bananas were real bananas. Before these franchise and Freemason franchise decided, right, we're gonna grow steroid bananas, we're gonna grow fake oranges and apples so that we can mass produce on a rapid note. And our franchise, that is a chain of 30 stores, will become 3,000 stores globally. And this is what's happened in this world. And we're sitting back in our living rooms, watching the TV, and since 2000, watching the internet, watching YouTube, and we're oblivious to everything what's going on. And Righteous anarchy is coming. And why we call it righteous is because it's the right thing. It's needed so we can have a clean slate and start again. Because this kingdom is finished. It's not for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians. We messed it up. But the ones of us that are doing what we're supposed to be doing, we're going to get our second chance in the new kingdom. And it's sad. It's sad that we can't all do this collectively together, so-called blacks, Hispanic, native Indians. But you love that Christian church so much, and you love the heathen so goddamn much. You would put them above your own people. You will put them first before your brother, your kinsman, your brethren, your sisters, your brothers. You put these heathen before us, and woe be unto you. It's not going to end up well. It's not going to finish good for you. The ones amongst us that are not interested in our own people, not interested in brotherhood, in sisterhood. And this isn't us making this up. This is recorded. This is in our records as the prophets wrote it down, as they recorded it. Is there any more on that? I don't want.
No, pretty much, pretty much.
Okay, we're gonna stay on 24, chapter 24. Yeah, anything you wanted to add, other one?
No, what you're saying on the back of what you're saying, like how the oppressor will use science to make more apples and more bananas. It reminds me how the Bible goes is greedy, man. When the Bible says like thieves was still enough. This man needs everything, man, every penny, every pound. You know what I mean? There's not enough cows in the world, man, that can fill every McDonald's. But this man finds a way, pumps them with steroids, make him 10 times bigger. It's just crazy, man. So if you're looking at it from a point of ancient times perspective, it's a drought, it's a famine. But in 2026, it's not, because you're still seeing food on the shelf. But if Christ was looking at it, he'll see it as, it's a famine, man. The fact that man got to make GMOs and pump steroids with chicken, this ain't right. But we're looking at it from our point of view, so we think there's no famine. It is.
Can't. And you know why that's such a heavy point? Because you think our people, no matter what religion or denomination they're stuck up in, would see the oppressor behaving like this out of pure greed, total greed. And you think they would know what's going on around them, and have that self-awareness to say, look, the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. We can't be indulging in this or embracing their profanity and their ways and their vain ways. But we've actually loved them for the longest. And we look at the oppressor and we want a slice of the cake now. And that's how far we've fallen. That's how far, that's what it's come to now. Let's jump down to verse 34, Bob Kashada.
Verse 34. Verily, I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
Okay, so let's break this down. Everything in our records must occur before this kingdom is destroyed. Okay, so if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to.
That's right.
If it hasn't happened yet, it's going to. Our people can't get with this because we're so comfortable with the oppressor's doctrine. We love what he gives us, what he shows us. We forget that this kingdom belonged to us. We forget that fact, that this kingdom, go back and read about King Solomon and King David. Go and read Colossians, Salakia. Go and read Samuel 1 and 2. Go and read First and Second Kings. Go and read First and Second Chronicles and see what the people we were in that era. This kingdom was ours. It belonged to us. Yeah. And now we live off of chicken feed, off of crumbs. We're like the chain snatchers of the modern world. And we've settled for this. We've settled for this because we've been brainwashed that we're no greater or than this, and we don't deserve any more. And that's what you do, and that's what you learn being stuck up in that Christian church. That's what we do. This is what we do now. We feed off the crumbs. We feed off the crumbs, whilst they put gold medals round our necks and send us to war to die for them, and send us to the Olympics to glorify their nations. And all we do is feed off their crumbs. When us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're so much more than that. We're so greater than that. And that was not made for us and wasn't meant for us. That's not our purpose. But that's what we've come to. 34. Read. 35. Can you read 35 again, Baba Kishar?
Heaven and earth shall not pass away, but my words. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
So this wicked ass kingdom is coming to an end. Heaven and earth, as we know it, will pass away. The glory of the oppressor will be done.
That's right.
This is their heaven.
That's right.
And that will pass away. And the lands that they occupy and control and rule will burn up. That is heaven and earth.
That's right.
That is their glory and their landmass. And it's all going down in a furnace. Okay? That will pass away. But guess what? The word of Hamashiach Yahushai, this is red writing. This is Jesus the Christ speaking. The word of Hamashiach Yahushai shall not pass away, he says. He says it will not pass away. Okay, so if you say you believe in Jesus and are not living by his words, how the hell can you believe in him? If you're not doing what he has demanded of you, commanded of you, and asked of you, how dare you sit up in that Christian church and say you believe in our King?
That's right.
You don't believe in our King. You believe in Satan.
That's right.
That's it. There's no two ways about this. Verse 36, Baba Kishore.
Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
Okay, so nobody knows when that, like we said, nobody knows when that hour, that day comes. But that sky's going to crack open and you're going to stand in amazement. Some of us are going to be sleeping in a bed. It could be midday, mid-afternoon. It could be 3 in the morning. It could be early hours as you're getting ready for work. It could be at midnight at night. Or you're going to be in astonishment. And guess what? You know what Sky News and Virgin News and BBC One and Central and ITV are going to be reporting on all their news bulletins? It's an alien invasion. And there's that television hypnosis state again, where we're going to be throwing rocks, firing bullets at the UFOs and believing in what the oppressors taught us from day dot. This is an alien invasion. You've got no idea. This is the angels preparing to storm this place. And you haven't got a leg to stand on. You're just wasting copper and lead. You're just wasting your bullets. They are going to have absolutely no effect. When Christ returns with his military band, all your war and antagonism is going to have no effect on them. They're going to come here. They're going to do what they have to do. They're going to clean up this filthy, disgusting mess. And everything's going to be set in place for the new kingdom. Do we all understand this?
Uh,
Is there any questions online, otherwise?
No, I just comment. No questions yet.
Okay, what's that? Verse 36. But of that day and hour knows no man. Okay, verse 37, Baba Kasha. This is going back to the era of Noah. We're going back to the floods here. It's just an analysis from Christ. Read on, Baba Kasha.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
And there you go. And that's this. We are not prepped. We are not prepped for what's about to go down, are we? Do you think we're prepped for this? We are not ready, and we are not prepped for this.
The wickedest thing is, when it comes to prophecy, sometimes you can't really see it yet. But this, I can see it, man. I can see like destruction around the corner. Everyone's just fascinated with podcasts and latest name brand clothes, or what party to go to next. What girl got a BBL? What man got welcome turkey teeth and stuff, Turkish teeth. Everyone just fast doing their everyday business. I can see it. Everyone nowadays is so self-centered and is into social media, and no one got their eyes open. You'd think with bombs going off for Ukraine and so forth that man would be stacking, but nah, women are stacking their money. Yeah, stacking their money to get a BBL, man, or stacking their money to get breast lifts or some shit like that. Like I can actually see this one here.
Yeah, and that's what I said, and that's a real heavy point. And grandma with her beloved blonde-haired, blue-eyed, demonic Jesus over the mantelpiece. You try and explain to grandma and grandfather that was raised in the Baptist church back in Jamaica, when Christ returns, rivers of blood are going to flow through our cities, and death and destruction is going to consume this kingdom. You know what grandma and granddad says? They straight out of that Christian church. They'll tell you, Christ isn't coming back to do that. Christ is coming back to redeem us. Christ is coming back to help us, to love us, to save us. Well, grandma, according to our records, it's not going down exactly like how you think it is. In fact, let's start again from the top and go all the way through that Baba Kashar.
But 24 and 1.
No, 24 and 34, Baba Kashar.
24.
34. Let's just read
34
verses. Yeah.
Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Okay, hold it there. So there you go. Everything in our records must occur before this kingdom is destroyed. And we are so damn close. Right. We're so near to this. Our people can't get with this because we're just so comfortable with the oppressor's tools and gadgets and his brainwashing and all his gimmicks. We're so comfortable. We found this safety net and we want to be in it. We want to be where it is. We want to be with the oppressor. And guess what? We're not going to want to be with him in that hour. When this kingdom's time is up, we're not going to want to be with the oppressor there. We'll dash away the truth in our records because the so-called white man said multiple wives is immoral. We'll dash away our records and our traditions because the goddamn oppressor says you're an adulteress if you go and get 2 wives. Everything that is good and that is righteous in this book, the oppressor, the so-called white man, has contradicted, and we have fell for it, and we love his doctrine instead of our own.
That's right.
That's exactly what's happened. God alone knows all things. Okay? Nobody knows that hour. So get away from that goddamn church. Get away from them Arabs in the mosque. Get yourself in where you're supposed to be, in the ISUBK under the command of General Yohanna, and start to learn our records. Forget the so-called, forget the oppressor's doctrine. Forget what he believes in and his unrighteous system. Forget all his profane ways. Forget his culture and his traditions. Forget his steroid fake meat. Forget his fake foods. You know, we cook on all the feast days in our schools. We don't eat fake meats. We go grocery shopping, and I'm telling you, most of them brothers in the States, that especially the southern states, I'm boasting that in the cookouts and on the feast days, a lot of them groceries are cultivated by our people, whether it's on farmlands or whatever. We know that here in the UK, the unleavened, the lamb that we eat in this school is real. The meats we eat are real. Okay? And that's it in a nutshell. That's it. God alone knows. We are not prepped for this. God alone knows that day, that hour. Nobody knows, not the angels, not Christ, not me, not Captain Karathia, not nobody. But when it happens, we have got to be ready for this.
That's right.
There's no swerving it. There's no getting away from it. And if you're in bed, so to speak, with the so-called white man, you're going to die like the so-called white man. Period. Is there any more on that other one?
Oh, yeah.
Verse 38.
Khan. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew it not until the flood came and took them all away.
So just like in that day, this is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna be in nowadays.
That's
This is how it's going to end. This is just how it's going to end. Just like them, we're oblivious, watching the TV, watching what is it? Somebody Netflix and whatever shows that's new on Netflix and whatever's got you hooked and brainwashed and hypnotized.
Binge
watching it. Everyone will be chilling like in the time before the floods, and then shit's gonna hit the fan. Shit's gonna hit the fan for sure. Do you think that the sons of Cain were looking at signs in the sky when them grey clouds were coming over, when the tidal waves were doubling in size? Do you think the sons of Cain were taking note of all this? They were too busy raping, robbing, pillaging. They was too busy doing what we're doing in today's era. They had their devices then. Their devices was raping and pillaging. Their devices was wickedness. Everything that goes against the Most High God. And why we don't teach that the television goes against God. We can definitively say that it is a tool of Lucifer. The television set is a tool of Lucifer. And let's not forget, Lucifer is not Satan. You've been taught that Lucifer is Satan in that Christian church. But Lucifer is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Lucifer is the oppressor. The same man that put us in a yoke of iron and took us across the ocean to build up his world and glorify his world and make him great. Us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans did that. Let's not forget that. And that's recorded in every history book around the world. There's no getting away from it. It's called the transatlantic slave trade, and it's in our records, the Holy Bible. And we forget these things because we're so tuned into the internet and that television set, we forget what we've been through, what we were, what we've come from, what we've been through, and how we've ended up today. And if we could just recall these things and remember these things, maybe it would be the push we need to get ourselves through that door and start to learn this, to learn our records and understand what we have to do and start from scratch. Any questions, sir?
No, that was what. That's what. We don't know.
Okay, what's that? Verse 38. What's
Verse 39. No,
Oh,
40. Verse 40.
no, read 38 again from the Bible. Shadow.
For as in the days that there were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage unto the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall the coming of the Son of Man be.
Again, oblivious, absolutely oblivious to their surroundings. But when them tidal waves came, when the rain started, and when them floods hit their cities, their villages, guess what? It was too late.
That's right.
Now it's too late. And that's what we're facing today. Are we really going to leave it till the last minute when it's going to be too late once again? The time is now. We've got the chance now to get ourselves right. Let's do what we've got to do. Verse 39, Bible.
Verse 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Okay, so when Christ returns, there's going to be no heads up. You're not going to get a phone call on your mobile. There's not going to be a message on Twitter. You're not going to get dinged on what pinged what you get pinged on? Snapchat.
Yeah, ping used to be BlackBerry.
Okay, you're not going to get a heads up. Do you understand? But all that mesmerizing, hypnotizing device called the internet on your phone and tablets, you're not going to get a heads up when Christ comes. He's coming like a thief in the night.
That's right.
It's going to be too late. It's over. It's going to be too late. No one's getting a heads up when only the sound of the trumpets. You're going to hear the sound of the trumpets, and that's it. It's a wash. It's a done deal.
God.
It's over. Your time's up. You had the chance to get in one of the ISUPK schools under the command of General Yohanna, and you scoffed and turned your nose up at that chance. You stayed in that Christian church, and you stayed in whichever fake, false religion you was taught to be in. And you stayed up in that, and now you're going to perish.
That's right.
Now you're going to perish. And like we keep telling you, there's no way you can swerve this. There's no way of getting around this.
Verse 40. Then shall two be in the field, one shall be taken, and the other left.
Okay, and this part is great. This is where it's interesting.
That's right.
Because they've made movies off of this scripture, this precept. Okay, so they're flying in a plane in Hollywood. I forget what the movie's called. And the guy wakes up. He's sitting near the window. He wakes up, and his son or his daughter clothes are in the seat next to him on the plane. But his son's disappeared. His son's just got half the people on the plane have disappeared. Where have they gone? So we're going to be working. There's going to be two in the field, and one is just going to be boomed up. But guess what? You who never came to the ISUPK, you who never learned your records, you who never kept the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, you're going to be left behind. That was the name of the movie, Left Behind. Google it when you get home, sir, or put it on YouTube. You can see it, Left Behind. They're all in a plane, half the plane disappears. The plane lands, half the staff have disappeared out the airport. They leave the airport, half the taxis are parked up in the middle of the street, stopped. Half the traffic stopped. Half the cities are empty. Now we know from Zechariah 13 and 8, we might pull it, that there's going to be more than 50% of our people, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that are left behind. If you get a chance, have a look at that movie, Left Behind.
Okay, no,
Okay, I'm not saying it's accurate, but if you want any kind of inkling to how you're going to lose your loved ones, if you're a member, if you've got a family member in the ISUPK, forget it. Start saying your goodbyes, because they're not staying with you. They're not going where you're going. They're not going through what you're going. They're not about to go through what you're going to go through. Oh, you see me? I said. So, what verse is that? The one is that 39?
That's 40.
40. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. And this is that last hour. This is red writing. This is Christ warning us that the end will be near. The prophecies will have all been unraveled, and now's the time for the ones amongst us, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who are to be saved, are going to be saved. You got something, brother?
Yeah, like he said that people be marrying and living their everyday life when this goes off. And the next line says what? Two shall be in the field and one shall be taken. It's letting you know how it's going to be a regular day. A regular day, going to work, it's normal, boom. That's how it's going to go down. You get me? So that's mad. So when people say shit like, I'm going to get my life right and come in the truth, or I'm going to come to school one day, those are the people that's going to be left behind. So quote unquote, those are the ones that are going to be destroyed, man. Because it's an average day like this, which they think they have, that's when it's going to all pop off.
Go on. Drop that. Give me 2 Peter 3 and 9, Bobby, for sure. 2 Peter 3. Let's start at verse 9. We're going to just read 9 and 10, I believe. Yeah, 9 and 10.
2 Peter 3 and 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
Okay, so the Lord is not slack. The Lord is not slack in the slack concerning his promise. And what is his promise? Well, the Most High has made plenty of promises amongst the children of Israel, the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's promised us an inheritance. He's promised us blessings. He's promised us curses. It all depends on our works, how we conduct ourselves, how we behave, whether we listen to our Father, whether we're obedient to our Father, whether we hearken and do as we're told. And this is not difficult. If all you've got to do to reach out and have the kingdom of heaven, is it too much to ask to listen to your dad? Is it really too much to ask for, to listen to your father if he's giving you the kingdom of heaven? Why have we made this difficult, Israel? Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard and difficult for us? Read on, Baba Kishah.
As some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish.
Okay. Not willing that any should perish. Read.
But that all should come to repentance.
And do we all understand this? The Most High takes no pleasure in the fact over 50% of the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are going to perish in the chaos in the final hour of this kingdom. He takes no pleasure in that fact. Do we understand this? He doesn't take any pleasure. What the Most High would take pleasure in is us repenting and coming back to him. We know it's going to be more than 50% of us that perish, but he takes no pleasure in that. Just hold that and jump to Zechariah 13 and 8. real quick, Baba Kashar, so we know the percentage of us that are not going to make it, the percentage of us that are going to make it. And that's the ISU, the priests, the prophets, the sisters, the children, the parents, the brothers, the sisters in the ISUPK under the command of General Yohana. Zechariah 13:8, Baba Kashar.
Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. All the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in religion, in denominations, in Rastafarianism, in Islam, in Christianity, Christianity. If you're in that church, when that sky cracks open, you're one of the 2/3. 2/3 is approximately what? 66 and 2/3, 66.6%. 66.66%. That's 2/3. And this is talking about our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Jump back to verse 10, Baba Kashar, in Peter 3 and 10, Baba Kashar. We've read 9. Let's go back to verse 10, Baba Kashar.
2 Peter 3 and 10. But that day of the Lord
the day
of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
And this is exactly how it's going to be in the night. So if the era of the tribes of Cain, the seed of Cain, ended in floods and water, this is talking about how this kingdom is going to end. The end of the first kingdom. And it's going to end by being burnt up with fervent heat. That's thermonuclear fire.
That's right.
This is talking about World War III. Granny's going to burn. Grandpa's going to burn. Mommy, daddy, sister, brother. No one's going to be saved if you're part of Zechariah 13 and 8, one of the 2/3. Why don't we get this into our head?
That's right.
Israel. Why are we still prolonging this? The Most High says he's long suffering. Well, guess what? In this day, in this hour, when he unleashes his son, his only begotten son, his long suffering is going to come to an end, but yours is going to begin. All of us that want to follow the so-called oppressor, the so-called white man, and be a part of his luxurious kingdom and have all the perks, you know, you're going to go down with him the same way he's going down. Christ is not coming back to save you, but the 1/3, the ISUPK, the priests and the prophets of the ISUPK, we are going to be the remnant that are saved. You're going to see us getting zoomed up. You're going to see us getting zoomed up into them UFOs to go through a change and come back. And you're going to be the ones left behind, like in the movie, the Hollywood movie, Left Behind. That's going to be you. And this is going to be us. We're going to be saved from this fervent heat. We're going to be served. We're going to be saved from being burnt up. And we take no pleasure in this. The Most High God says he takes no pleasure in this, but he's been long suffering. Long suffering means for the longest. He has been suffering since Adam and Eve.
That's right.
Since the beginning of this kingdom. And his suffering is going to come to an end. It's going to stop when he sends his son to organize the disorganization of this wicked ass kingdom, to get rid of this and start again. Because as in the ISUPK, we don't want no part of this wicked ass kingdom. It's in our prayers every day for Christ to make haste and come back and destroy this nonsense, this dive, this place that's called Egypt. modern Sodom and Gomorrah, LGBTQ, eat whatever you want to eat and get diabetes and cancer. Smoke weed, lay with your brother's sister, fornicate, fabricate, lie through your back teeth, side teeth, front teeth, gold teeth, and just act as wicked as you want. But you're gonna burn up and you're gonna feel this fervent heat. You're gonna go through World War III and Christ is gonna come back. And don't think any survivors are gonna survive the angels and Christ.
That's right.
It's not gonna happen. It is not going to happen. That much we can promise you. That much we can tell you. Titus 3:1, Baba Kashar. Any questions in the chat, sir?
Nah, brother goes get pieces fire though. It goes in the read it.
The water. The water. Come on. The piece is fire.
Titus 3:1.
Titus 3:1, Baba Kashar.
Titus 3:1. Put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work, to speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men.
And this is what we're built for: righteousness, principalities, and powers, to understand the chain of command that makes us separate to all other people, all other nations. Principalities and powers. We are the people of principle. We are the chosen of the Most High God. He put morals and ethics in us.
That's right.
And us alone. When everybody else was a filthy animal, he put the breath of life into us.
That's
he
right.
put ethics, morals, principalities. He gave us, this is all power. If you're an ethical person, you're a person of great stature. If you have high morals, you're a person of great power. Because people are going to look at you as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and see you're a man of morals, a sister of morals. And our young sisters are going to want to follow you. And our young brothers are going to want to follow the man of principalities, the man of high ethics and good standards and good morals. This is exactly what we were built for. But the only brothers and sisters that behave like this today are in the ISUPK.
That's right.
No other organization, no other walk of life, and certainly not the ones of us that dwell amongst the strangers and dwell amongst the heathen. Do we all get this? Do we all follow this? When we talk about heathen, we're just talking about the other 17 nations who are not from the bloodline of Jacob. Some of them might be from Abraham and Isaac, but they are not from Jacob and they are not from Israel. That pertains and belongs to us alone, as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Can we read Titus 3:1 one more time, Bob?
Put them in mind to be subject to principalities.
Principalities, okay? Principles, high morals, high ethics. Read Baba Kashar.
And powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready.
And what is to obey magistrates?
To obey the structure in the school.
To have that chain of command. So the head of our school would be Captain Karathia, then Officer of 5,000, Dungabar, Officer Shamgar, 5,000, and so on. And that's the chain of command. Through the officers of 550, down to the troopers, the students, the sisters, the children. There's a chain of command, and we alone have that in the ISUPK. You go to one of them fake Israelite groups and look at the chain. They don't have chains of command.
That's right.
They are they are as disorganized as the Christian church. It's just total mayhem, absolute chaos and mayhem and just nonsense going on. Absolute nonsense. They have no chain of command. But here in Titus telling us there's a chain of command. Principalities and powers are born out of the chain and command. Read that again, Baba Kishar.
Khan, put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work.
And this is how we get to the kingdom of heaven. Because when you have principalities and powers, you have good ethics, good morals. You're keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. And what does it say at the bottom there, sir?
Khan, to be ready to every good work.
To be ready to do every good work. So, your works are what is going to hold you in good stead. You are going to be judged on your works. Principalities and powers with good ethics, with good morals, high ethics, high morals. You're keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Your work's been done. You're doing the work. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. And your judgment is going to be what?
Keeping it life, reward.
Life, eternal life. That's your reward. That stems from your works. Principalities and powers. Let's slide on that. Titus 3:1. I love that precept. It's so deep for me. Let's jump back to Matthew 24, and it's just a little bit I missed out of 24. I just want to go over it. I think it's verse 46, chapter 24, verse 46.
Oh, yes, good still. Matthew 24 and 46. Blessed is that servant whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing.
46. Read that again, Baba Kishar.
Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing.
Okay, and this is referring to the ISUPK brothers. This precept's about us, otherwise.
That's right.
And this is how I learned the breakdown of this precept. This is, blessed is the servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. We're the only ones that are living this.
That's right.
Nobody else is doing this. No one else is being a servant to the Most High God, but the priests and prophets in the ISUPK under the command of General Yohana, the sisters, the troopers, the students, the officers, the captains, the generals. This is where it starts, and this is where it ends. Salakia. Read that again, Baba Kishar.
Khan. Verse 46. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing.
There you go. Verse 47, Baba Kishar.
Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods.
Okay, so we're going to rule the new kingdom.
That's right.
Not the so-called white man.
That's right.
He's going to be beneath us. He's going to be in my potato field, serving me, serving us, serving the priests and prophets of the Most High God. That's what he's going to be doing. And you want to love his internet and his television set now. Well, I say unto you, verily I say unto you, you can keep this kingdom, and
that's
you can
right.
keep the oppressor's gadgets and his heavenly devices according to you, because it's not going to be like this in the new kingdom. That's what Mashiach Yahushua brings back. Read on, Baba Kishar.
Fine. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day.
Okay, so when we do what we can to get our people out of this hellhole, the reward will be rulership. Those who know the truth, yeah? Those who, what verse was this, sir?
This is 49.
49, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunken. This is so crazy. You can see this. you can see this, you can visualize it on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so bringing out our people. So do you want to break that down, sir?
Right. So the parable's talking about a man that stays in the truth, and when his servant. So I think in the beginning it talks about the parable of a master going on a trip, which is Hawashai. He died. The parable of the master going on a trip, and he come back. He wants to see you running the business while he's gone. Just like Hawashai died, he comes back. He wants to see you working, raising up blacks, Hispanics while he's gone. So he's saying, woe to that servant that didn't do the work. When I left and came back, his brother knew the truth, but he weren't coming to class. He weren't coming to camp. He made excuses. Then woe to that servant that when I come back, I find him doing no work. And you get brothers like that, don't come to camp no more, don't come to class no more. And then what happens? They leave the truth. That's what it said. You find him drinking with a drunken, and he smites his fellow servants. I mean, the men in the truth with him, the brothers with him, he don't talk to them no more. Starts to hate them, wants to fight them, and he finally leaves and goes back into the church, drinking with the drunkens.
Can't. And I couldn't have broke that down any better. And then an extension to this is brotherhood. To enter brotherhood, because if you embrace brotherhood, how the Bible teaches us to, you would be putting in the work. Because those brothers that know the truth and still behave lazy, okay, how can you expect your reward to drop in your lap? How can you expect that? How can you have any expectations or an expectancy level of any kind of reward? You know the truth. Are you not worse than the man that doesn't know the truth? That's right. And doesn't do the work? The man that knows the truth and still doesn't do the work is even worse than the man that doesn't know the truth and cannot possibly be doing the work. That being said, that in a nutshell, okay, the ones that choose money over the Lord, you see, like you're talking about a man knowing the truth and not doing the work, and eventually one thing leads to another, and he ends up leaving the truth. Why has he left the truth? Because he's decided that money is his Lord. All these things that the oppressor dangles in front of us, that's greater than the truth that leads you to doing the work. You know, those who know the truth and don't do it, what are they supposed to be doing? The Lord will reap the worst type of judgment on you. As so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If you're in this truth, you've got no business leaving it.
That's right.
No business leaving. And if you do, you've made your bed, you're going to have to lie in it. And this is something we should be thinking about. We should be clued up to this and switched on. The ones of us that prefer money over the truth, the work, the ones of us that want to go and party with P. Diddy, with our basketball players, with our soccer heroes. You know, it's bizarre to me. The ones of us that want to lie in bed with the elite and eat sushi and caviar and drink Moet and Dom Perignon and Cristal and up in that £1 million party and on the £1 million yacht, when you should have been in the ISUPK doing this work.
That's right.
And pushing this on as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And you chose the life of the oppressor because you felt like that was the kingdom of heaven. That's not going to serve you when that sky cracks open. And the righteous anarchy commences. It's gonna be a wrap for you. It's gonna be a wrap. Is there any more on that Bible Kashada one?
That much is it. Look on the time anyway.
What verse is that?
It was 47, was it? Yeah, 47. 47.
All right, drop that. I just want to get something out of the Apocrypha real quick. You can get me Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7, Bible Kashada. We've just got 5 minutes there.
5 and 7.
Yeah, Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7, Bob, for sure. It's only a short precept, but it's so vital and important to what we're talking about, what we're touching on.
Ecclesiasticus 5:7. Make no tarry to turn to the Lord.
Make no what?
Tarry to turn to the Lord. And put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in your security thou shalt be destroyed.
Okay, so keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and stop taking life for granted. Stop taking life for granted. Do we get this?
Khan.
Read that again, Barbara Kasha.
Khan. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
And there you go, the end days, the last hour, the wrath of the Lord shall come forth. Get into this right now and stop feeling comfortable in this life, which gives you a false sense of security. That's what it does. It gives you a false sense of security. You're lying in bed in your silk sheets, watching your TV set, Netflix on, your favorite show. You've got no idea of the long suffering of the Most High God and what is about to be unleashed in this kingdom. We've just got too comfortable, Israel. We have become way too comfortable in this. Read that one more time, Baba Kashar, the one. Looking good.
And saying nothing, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
Can you just announce the precept for me, sir?
It's like Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day.
Okay, so stop putting this truth off. Get yourself in the ISUPK.
That's right.
Get into one of the schools ASAP. Time's running out. Read on, Baba Kashar.
Khan. And put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
All of a sudden, his anger is going to kindle. His anger is going to be thrown down, and it's going to be thrown down with fervent heat.
That's right.
And this place is going to burn. It's going to burn to hell and back. Read on.
Khan. For in thy security shall thou be destroyed.
Okay, so that's your false sense of security. You're going to be destroyed in your own comfort, in your own false sense of security, in your oppressors, in his luxury homes, his luxury beds, his luxury linen, his luxury TV set, his luxury TV programs. You're going to be so comfortable, you're going to be caught kipping on the job. You're going to be caught sleeping when you should have been awake and out of your slumber and in the ISUPK.
That's right.
Under the command of General Yohana. I want one more precept, but it's bang on 9. With that,
get one. No, man, get one.
Okay, let's go. Revelation 11 and 4. Salakia 11 and 14. We'll just run through this real quick. It's 9 o'clock. So.
Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
It's a real quick precept. So what's the second woe? Can any read that again, Baba Kashar, the one?
Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Okay, so what was the second woe? Can anybody tell me what the second woe was? The second woe, the biblical terminology woe means destruction. So the second woe was World War II.
That's right.
That was the second woe. Read what's about what, and behold, read the next part of the one, Baba Kashar.
And behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
You're not ready for World War III.
That's right.
This is the third woe, the third destruction. Even though it's the first destruction of this kingdom, it's the third world war that this wicked ass kingdom has seen. And guess what? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are so comfortable with the oppressors' devices. We are not prepped. We are not in the ISUPK, and we are not ready for this. We are not ready for this.
That's right.
The conclusion of the matter is, wherever you are in the world, ISUPK, Salakia, wherever you are in this world as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, start paying attention when you see the brothers from the ISUPK in street camp. Start paying attention.
That's right.
Ask your questions. When you walk, stop walking past our schools and start turning left and right through the door into them. Even if you stay for 2 minutes and ask one question. Get in and get some kind of understanding of what the hell is about to happen to this kingdom. And maybe this is the step that you need that's going to save you, save your children, save your family, and save our people. That being said, I'm going to call the class.
Right,
Clap it
clap
up.
it up. With that, go hand over slack.
I'm going to hand the class over to Captain of 10,000, Captain Karathios.
All right,
good security announcement.
And with that, I'm going to give the teacher one case salute. Men of Israel, Imagine, we stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give the teacher one case salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Brakatah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Brakatah.
Yajamata. Dismiss.